There's a chill in the air, and I'm ready to get into November for some serious football. It's been all fun and games up to this point, but we always find out the real teams from the pretenders in November. The first and only sports equinox of the year was on Monday night, and along with it came one of the longest games in MLB playoff history. Get ready for a 6-hour and 39-minute long podcast. We're going to try to match the length of Game 3. Yeah, right. Just kidding. I wouldn't even know what to say after the first hour. We'll go quick on this one, and I mean it this week. This is number 178 of HN'P. Recorded in central Pennsylvania in front of a live studio audience with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis. I hope everyone had an amazing sports equinox. There will actually be a chance for another one on Saturday if the Dodgers-Blue Jays series goes to 7 games, but that's if you want to count college football, and in my opinion, I don't really count that as a full sports equinox. But I got a tip for a sports equinox parlay, and no, not from Chauncey Billups or Terry Rozier, who were arrested in an illegal gambling and poker scheme. My buddy chose the 76ers plus 6.5, Penguins money line, Dodgers money line, and Chiefs money line, but I switched it up to Chiefs minus 10.5 over the Commanders. I put $50 on it because I was feeling good, aka desperate, and won $476. Happy sports equinox to me. But like I said, the Dodgers money line was in the parlay, so I had to wait until 3 a.m. to know if I won or not. Yes, the World Series. Let's go. Last week we didn't get to go over any of the games, so let's hop into Game 1. And the Blue Jays put up 9 runs in the 6th inning and won 11-4 in Game 1. I don't think people were quite expecting that. Vlad Jr. was 2 for 4 with a run, and George Springer was 2 for 5 with a run, but the real hero in this game was Addison Barger, who went 2 for 2 with a grand slam in the 6th inning. That put him up 9-2. Blake Snell was actually cruising up until that point, but he did not have as good a start as he had last time. He allowed 5 of those runs to cross the plate. And then Sheehan's the one who allowed the grand slam to Barger on that. In Game 2, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Holy shit, this guy is a playoff machine. Another complete game in the World Series, and the first in the World Series since 2015. The Dodgers won Game 2 5-1. Yamamoto has been pitching out of his mind. So the series was tied to 1-1, and then Game 3, holy shit, the game went 18 innings, and Freddie Freeman muscled one out of there after so many balls that the Dodgers hit died at the warning track. That is tied for the longest game in World Series history, the other being in 2018, also at Dodger Stadium against the Red Sox. They didn't have the pitch clock back then, though, and that game was 7 hours and 20 minutes, just over 40 minutes longer than the 6-hour, 39-minute runtime of this game. There were 10 runs scored in the first 7 innings and just the one winning run from innings 8 to 18. Ohtani was on base 9 times. I don't know why they didn't intentionally walk him in the 7th when he tied the game at 5, but he had two doubles and a home run up to that point. So he finished the game with 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 intentional walks, and then 1 actual walk at the end there. That is the most ever in the playoffs, and it's tied for the most times on base with 2 other players. The Dodgers led the series 2-1 after that. And in Game 4, there was no doubleheader 18-inning game this time, but Ohtani was the starter, and maybe he actually was extremely tired from that marathon. He pitched into the 7th inning, but I think that was more out of necessity than want, based on the fact that the bullpen was completely spent. Vlad had a home run off Ohtani in the 3rd inning to make it 2-1, but Ohtani was on the hook for 4 earned runs, and then Banda allowed 2 more in the 7th inning. The Blue Jays won 6-2, and even the series at 2 apiece. Game 5 is tonight, Wednesday night, so that's where we'll pick up next week with a World Series winner. This is a great series so far. All right, on to college football. Week 9. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but we have one of the dads from the players in the league, and every Saturday morning he always puts in 3 picks to start out the day of college football, right? And my God, they never all hit. But this time he picked the magic sauce. He picked Memphis to cover, Vanderbilt money line, and BYU money line, all of which were not looking so great to begin with, especially that Memphis game. They were getting blown out by South Florida. South Florida's quarterback was running all over them. But then I don't know what the hell happened in the second half. Memphis came all the way back and actually ended up winning the game 34-31. That was a huge upset over number 18 South Florida. BYU also picked it up in the second half and beat Iowa State 41-27. But the real nail biter in that one was Vanderbilt. This Vanderbilt-Mizzou game was all defense. No one could move the ball at all. My God, Missouri actually tied it up in the fourth quarter at 10, but Vanderbilt, Bobby actually really did not have a good game, but he made it count when it mattered, led the team down the field to win 17-10 against Mizzou. All right, now let's just go by ranking. Ohio State had the week off. Indiana crushed UCLA. What's $10? I guess I just threw $10 in the trash. I knew it was going to happen anyway. Texas A&M beat LSU 49-25. LSU got the shit beat out of them. And you know what? It might have been a blessing in disguise for them because that's the game that got Brian Kelly fired. Holy shit. There's actually a rumor going around right now that his buyout was negotiated down by 50% to $27 million through the violation of morality clauses in his contract. Right now, this is completely unfounded, but so many people are coming forward saying that he was an asshole. A former player, defensive back Matthew Langelis, called Brian Kelly one of the worst humans I've ever been around after his firing. And you know what? There might actually be something to this because he ruined Kayshon Boutte in his senior year at LSU and completely tanked his draft stock, but turned out to be great for the Patriots. Boutte is doing extremely well. But yeah, I mean, no one's going to come forward from LSU and slander him. It just seems wrong. The best course of action for LSU would be to talk him up and then for a rival SEC school to hire him with LSU watching from afar. Like, say, if Lane Kiffin were to leave for Florida, then Ole Miss would be looking for someone, and it might be Brian Kelly. Probably one of the funniest memes that I've seen about this is the meme. It's just a picture of Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder, and the caption is Brian Kelly when he goes to interview for the job at Howard University. That was gold. And to make this Brian Kelly situation even more of a mess, the Louisiana governor, Jeff Landry, says LSU AD Scott Woodward will not be hiring the Tigers' next head coach. Woodward was responsible for hiring Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M and Brian Kelly at LSU. Holy shit, who is this Scott Woodward? He seems like the problem to all of this. I cannot believe that the state governor is actually allowed to step in and do this. That's absurd. But yeah, Texas A&M looks amazing. 8-0, and I mean, that defense looked pretty good. That garbage time touchdown from LSU was nothing. They would have allowed 18 points compared to their 49, so I don't know, man. Texas A&M looking really good. And then another team that's looking good but had a little bit of a scare, Alabama, almost lost to South Carolina. It was tied at 22, but Sellers just completely sold and held onto the football for way too long. Should have just went down. He fumbled the ball. Then on the next drive, Alabama just walked into the end zone. South Carolina wasn't trying at all. They were deflated after that fumble. Alabama won 29-22. Oregon beat Wisconsin 21-7. And those Grateful Dead uniforms, I don't like the Grateful Dead, and I don't listen to them at all. But those uniforms were amazing. Georgia Tech crushed Syracuse 41-16. No trap game there for Georgia Tech. Ole Miss beat Oklahoma 34-26. Miami beat Stanford 42-7, and we already went over Vanderbilt and BYU. Oh, those Miami camo uniforms were awful. That was like baby shit green. Texas Tech shut out Oklahoma State 42-0. Oh, Virginia just narrowly beat North Carolina. It was in overtime, in single overtime, and Virginia went down, got their touchdown, and got the extra point. But then North Carolina got the ball. They got their touchdown, and they went for 2 points, and he was stopped literally 2 inches from the goal line. That sucks. Tennessee beat Kentucky 56-34. Louisville beat Boston College. Cincinnati's rolling. Beat Baylor 41-20. And, oh, God damn it. Fuck you, Mississippi State. God damn it. I should have cashed out when it was at $79. I put $25 on Mississippi State because they were going to be at home. I was like, oh, the Cowbells are going to rattle Arch. Nope. They made a comeback. They scored 24 points in the fourth quarter. to push the game to overtime. Oh, Mississippi State completely blew this game. They were up 38-21 in the fourth quarter. Come on. Washington beat Illinois 42-25. Houston beat Arizona State 24-16. Sam Leavitt left that game again. And then Michigan beat Michigan State 31-20 to round out the top 25. Okay, so the rankings, the top 6 are the same. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon. Ole Miss moved up 1 over Georgia Tech just because they beat Oklahoma, but Georgia Tech's still also undefeated. Now they're kind of being weird about who they're picking and choosing to be ahead of who. Vanderbilt up to 9. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't jump Georgia Tech. BYU number 10. Actually, they're tied with Miami at number 10. They have the same amount of votes, 1,069 votes. Notre Dame didn't move. Texas Tech up 1. Tennessee up 3. Cincinnati up 4-17. Oklahoma down and Missouri down to 18 and 19 respectively. And then Houston, USC, Utah, and Memphis are all ranked this week after not being ranked last week. Okay, for week 10 of college football, yikes, this is not going to be good. Penn State at Ohio State. No, thank you. No. Right here, we got Vanderbilt at Texas, with Texas somehow being a 2.5-point favorite. I'm going to have to bet on Vanderbilt. No chance Texas wins that game. Fuck off. Texas needs to just keep losing and not even be in the conversation to make the playoffs, because right now they are, I guess. Not a lot of big games this week. Duke might actually get a win against Clemson, and that's it. Only one ranked-on-ranked matchup next week with Texas and Vanderbilt. Damn. Kind of a slow weekend. Although last year I said that and all hell broke loose. So next week, next Tuesday, the first college football playoff rankings come out at 8 o'clock next Tuesday. So we're going to have to go over that. Oh, man, that's going to... Like I said last week, that shouldn't be controversial at all. Okay, let's hop into the NFL. Vikings at Chargers was the game on Thursday night. And fuck Gadsden. God damn it, Gadsden came out of nowhere. He was going up against me in fantasy, and he ended up having 18 points. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But I had Tucker Kraft, so that didn't matter. Chargers steamrolled the Vikings 37-10. All right, Browns at Patriots. Myles Garrett had 5 sacks and a forced fumble, but May continued to roll, going 18 for 24 with 282 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. He didn't miss a pass from 1 minute left in the first half on. May is a second-half demon. But all right, in this game, for how much Spillane was sold as a run blocker exclusively, he's been so good in covering his zone in the past game. That was his second interception on Sunday. And, dude, I love Stephon Diggs. God damn it, he was so happy about his first touchdown doing the whatever that is with Vrabel on the sidelines. You had to feel good for him, and I definitely felt good for him when he was on, since he was in my lineup. Okay, that Hawkins INT was sick. They missed him in his absence. 2 INTs for Gabriel after being the first rookie with none in 100-plus pass attempts over their first 3 games. A huge knock on May coming into the 2024 draft was that his footwork was terrible. And it was. Last year it wasn't the best, and he looked like a klutz out there. But his footwork was immaculate on that 39-yard booty touchdown. So clean, no wasted motion. He kind of still steps into the throw a little bit weird, but it works for him, and maybe that's just how he throws the ball. God damn it. Can no Patriots running back hold on to the fucking football? Henderson just lost his first fumble. He never fumbled in college. The Pats won 32-13 and are looking great. I was actually really worried about this game because Myles Garrett caused havoc, but he still put up 32 points. Easy day in the office. On Monday, I actually wrote down here, and I wouldn't mind trading Keon White. Dude can't even stay on the field when healthy, and if he is out there, he and his gloveless ass aren't doing anything. I believed in you, Keon, but you are doing absolutely nothing. We need a real pass rusher. And then on Tuesday, they just traded him to the 49ers for a 2026 6th and 7th rounder. Damn, I mean, I was hoping that they could get a little bit more for him, but he hasn't done shit. I think he has 1 tackle this year. And another huge move, adding by subtracting. Duggar traded to the Steelers. Let's go. The Steelers are paying most of his $5.4 million left, and the final 2 years of the contract have been wiped out. What the fuck? That is awesome, and it's super important for them to get that money off their books. What the hell were the Patriots cooking up? Well, they used some of that money to extend Marcus Jones 3 years, $32 million, and it is much deserved for how well he's been playing this year. But hey, Twitter, Patriots Twitter, wake the fuck up and stop talking about an A.J. Brown trade. It is not going to happen. What role would he fill on this team that isn't already being filled by Diggs, Booty, Pop, or even fucking Mac Hollins? He would also be way too expensive to pry away from the Eagles, who already said they aren't trading him. Don't fuck up the vibes. It is awesome in that wide receiver room right now. And we still have Kyle Williams waiting in the wings. We don't need A.J. Brown. Not at all. Oh, but he's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Dude, he's not even top 5 in his own division this year. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Devontae Smith are all better, and Malik Nabers and Terry McLaurin would be ahead of Brown if not for injuries. 2 through 4 touchdown passes against the Falcons, and I'm kind of afraid to see what May is going to do against them. Outside of the Falcons' dome, they're going to be in New England, so this is going to be a huge game. The Falcons might get blown out again. Jets at Bengals, the Jets scored 23 points in the fourth quarter, and Justin Fields led the comeback. They won 39-38 against the Bengals. But Breece Hall was also a huge part of that with 133 yards and 2 touchdowns on 18 carries. Eagles-Giants. Oh, man, Cam Scatterbo. Ooh, holy shit, that looked extremely painful. And he even, held up his arms for his teammates to, get him up. But his teammates were like, no. Stay down. That's seriously bad. His ankle was at a complete 90-degree turn to the right from where it should have been. The Eagles got revenge against the Giants in this game, 38-20. But I think the big story was that Saquon broke out in this game, 150 yards and a touchdown on only 14 carries. The Bills came back from their bye week, and they don't even have to throw the ball against the Panthers. They ran for 245 yards as a team, and they beat the Panthers 40-9. Oh my God. Apparently, Dave Canales also said that Chuba Hubbard is not going to get as many carries. And in here, he got 12 carries for 34 yards, and Dowdle got 8 carries for 54 yards. So Hubbard saved it with the touchdown, but that sucks for my fantasy team. I am in running back hell right now. Ravens beat the Bears, and who would have thought? When you put Tyler Huntley in there, the offense operates as expected instead of fucking Cooper Rush. No shit. That was the worst decision ever to start Cooper Rush. You might not be 2-5 if you had Huntley this whole time. They beat the Bears 30-16. And Caleb Williams actually did not have a touchdown pass in that game. It's actually funny. So I traded Caleb Williams for Michael Carter. And the Cardinals just released Michael Carter before they came back from their bye week. So that sucks for me. But Caleb Williams has been not doing anything since I traded him away. The person I've traded him to has actually been starting Williams over Jackson Dart. Our Texans 49ers. Texans won 26-15. That was Mac Jones' first loss, I think. Buccaneers beat the Saints 23-3, even though Mayfield only had 152 yards passing and no touchdowns. The Buccaneers have a bye week next week, so that should be some much-needed rest for both Baker and Egbuka. Oh, there's the Broncos offense. They really came alive in this game against the Cowboys. They won 44-24, and I mean, just right off the bat, they were blowing them out. It was 27-10 at halftime. Troy Franklin, 6 receptions, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. All right, we got the Titans at the Indianapolis Jonathan Taylors, because Jonathan Taylor scored 3 touchdowns in this game. They beat the Titans 38-14, and they are 7-1. Dude, it is so funny to see Carly Ursay down there, because I don't know. She's very eccentric in the way she dresses, and she looked like she was tired on Sunday. It looked like maybe she came off a Coke binge or something. She's following in her dad's footsteps. Okay, Packers at the Steelers. Okay, I did notice that no one was wearing the alternate jersey in the stadium, but I didn't hate it, to be honest with you. The lines just needed to go all the way down to the waist. That was the weirdest part. They just stopped halfway in their stomach. I didn't hate them. I actually kind of liked them more than the Bumblebee uniforms. But what's up with all these teams and scoring 20 or more points in the fourth quarter? The Packers put up 21, and Tucker Kraft on National Tight End Day, and 20 points from Boswell pulled a win out of my ass in fantasy this week. Let's go. I'm tied for first again with Shane, who I play this week in fantasy. But yes, the Packers won 35-25. and Kraft had 7 receptions and 143 yards with 2 touchdowns. Good for 33.3 fantasy points. Oh, yeah. All right, for week 9, the Ravens at the Dolphins is going to be the Thursday night game, and Lamar is going to be back. Okay, we got the Falcons at Patriots. Already said the Falcons are going to get blown out because they're out of their dome and are playing the Patriots. Bears at Bengals. Vikings at Lions. I hope that's a good game. Panthers, Packers. Chargers, Titans, 49ers, Giants, Colts, Steelers. Colts, Steelers might be a good game. Broncos, Texans. Texans seem to be on a roll, but I actually have a choice. Do I start Bam Knight or Woody Marks? I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. Jaguars, Raiders. We got the Saints and the Rams. Oh, and some news about the Saints. Tyler Shuck is going to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the year. Sorry, Rattler. Oh, big 425 game. Chiefs at the Bills. Oh, these are always great games. I need Josh Allen to show the fuck out, though. And then the Seahawks Commanders is the Sunday night game. Why is that the Sunday night game and not Chiefs Bills? That doesn't make any sense. And to round out the week on Monday night, we got the Cardinals at the Cowboys. No international game this week. I thought that was this week. That's actually next week. And week 10 is going to be the Falcons at the Colts. At the Colts for the Berlin game on Sunday morning. All right, cool. Oh, and I'm sure you saw it if you were watching ESPN at all. Disney and Google are fighting over TV rights for ESPN. How about you both just shut the fuck up and hash it out? One of you is going to own the other in a matter of years. I think I'm on Google's side because I haven't heard Google bitching about keep our networks. Google clearly seems like they're the ones that have the upper hand. Fuck off, Disney. You ruined Star Wars. Don't go ruining ESPN for us. But it's just so stupid. Just billionaires fighting over hundreds of thousands of dollars with other billionaires. It's so stupid. Okay, let's check to see if I missed anything. Like I said, it was going to be a fast episode this week. Alrighty, everybody, that's going to be all for this week. Make sure to leave a like and comment on each video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram for clips throughout the week and updates if needed. Thank you very much. We'll leave you with this. Munch. Recorded in Central Pennsylvania in front of a live studio audience with your host, Ian DiCarlo. This is Hoagies and Pierogis.